Torchwood, Miracle Day, The New World, the first episode of Series 4, is written by Russell T Davies and it's starring John Barrowman, Eve Miles, Mekhi Phifer, Alexa Havens, Kai Owen and Bill Pullman. As of time of recording, this is the last Torchwood series. I hope we'll get more series on screen eventually. So in terms of creating the fourth series, aka Miracle Day, there was rumours about rebooting the show and it would be released on Fox Network in America, but the deal with Fox did not go through. So then the deal with production and stars got announced. So Russell T Davies said this is next step for Torchwood. It's not a new version, it's not a reboot, they're pretty much moving countries. So the series was going to be called Torchwood The New World, but that title ended up being the name of the first episode, so it got changed to Torchwood Miracle Day. Russell T Davies, Julie Gardner and the writers for this series spent 4 weeks completing the story like certain themes or characters. Torchwood first two series was Monsters of the Week, Children of Earth and Miracle Day are continuous story format feeling like a movie, and Russell found it more ambitious and intelligent. So the episode begins with Oswald Danes about to be executed the same way Cletus Cassidy would be in Venom Let There Be Carnage. But after the liquid pours into him, he chokes and, still alive. Bill Pullman played Oswald Danes, who was a teacher, then convicted a paedophile, rapist and a murderer of a 12-year-old girl. Jesus! He then got persuaded to become Phi Corps spokesman for protection from people who still want him dead. And I know Bill Pullman's not like that in real life, thankfully. He's a nice guy and he played him so well. And it's so cool that he's in Whoniverse, as I've known him as two heroic roles, Lone Star from Spaceballs and President Thomas G. Whitmore in Independence Day. The character Oswald Danes is a sick bastard. God knows what got into the character's mind to do a crazy shit like that. When Pullman was casted, everyone was concerned the fact he's known to play American lovable characters. Russell T Davies and Julie Gardner casted him to give him a chance. Pullman has heard of Torchwood but hasn't watched it, but his friend did. I wonder if his friend watched Doctor Who as well. IO9 felt the character is a mixture of Freddy Krueger and Jesus, and Pullman said Oswald Danes is a doppelganger of Jesus or something. It's like he's been out in the desert and he comes back in, and there is a certain kind of a way in which he still has pride. At night, Rex phones Esther, who's working at CIA analyst's office, about Torchwood, but he gets into accident where he crashed into a lorry and got impaled by the metal poles. Dude. So he gets taken to the hospital and apparently he's still alive, and according to Dr. Walrus, no one has died since the night before, which is crazy. Even old age, illness, injuries, everyone has survived it somehow, and they called it miracle. Mekhi Phifer played Rex Matheson, an American CIA agent who's supposed to die after a metal pole impaled him, later works for Torchwood and became immortal like Captain Jack in the end. And I think he's a great character. Russell T Davies created the character to act as new audience surrogate who learns about Torchwood that's been abandoned, and the character is described as the embodiment of the American dream, destined for success. He believes in justice and will fight for it. He can talk his way into anything, then charm his way out, fast. Chad Michael Murray and Enver Korkaj auditioned for the role, but then it went to Mekhi Phifer. The writers said it was unclear how Torchwood could handle two immortal and handsome men, but Phifer said they have different approaches to things and Rex hasn't figured him out yet. Alexa Havens played Esther Drummond, who works as a CIA analyst, a friend of Rex, and became a Torchwood member. And I really love the character. It's such a shame that she's been killed off. The character is introduced as being an innocent in a world of assassins, liars and zealots. The character's last name was originally Katusi but got changed to Drummond, and Amber Stevens auditioned for the role but it went to Alexa Havens. She's unsure about the role at first because it was at the time when she had a child. Her husband loved Torchwood and got her to accept the role, so she did. Alexa describes the character on Optimist and the glass is half full person and tour guide for those who hasn't seen Torchwood, making her introduction story similar as Gwen in Everything Changes, which is a nice way to play it safe. Jane Espenson had a blast writing the character because it was similar to herself. Russell T Davies described Esther as a very healing force in helping the other more outspoken characters gel together as a team because she is much more able to empathise with people. Arlene Tur played Dr. Vera Warris, who works at the General Hospital associated with Torchwood and Rex's crush. I thought she's great as well. The character has been described as being smart, fast talking and hard working, also sexy, confident and passionate by the press release. Arlene Tur got into hospital department and picking up knowledge of medical terminologically for the character, learning how to deal with the situation. The crush between Rex and Vera has described as tangled up because of the Miracle Day. So in the Swansea, Gwen and Reese live in a farmhouse and they got a child, Anwen Williams. John Barrowman, Eve Miles and Kai Owen returned as the main characters, Captain Jack Harkness, Gwen Cooper and Reese Williams, as well as Tom Price, William Thomas and Sharon Morgan, as PC Andy Davidson, Gwen's parents, Gerrans and Mary Cooper. Great to see them back. James Masters was interested in returning in the role as Captain John Hart, but he didn't for some reason. I also like the title sequence with the heart monitor, it suits the series. So Gwen tells the villagers that their home is private property. Reese gets upset with Gwen for telling Anwen stories about Torchwood. So while Oswald is set free, Esther searches around in CIA archive to look for the information about Torchwood, and she found the files with Captain Jack and Gwen Cooper. But then we get a great entrance when Captain Jack appeared saying, "Come with me." So Esther outrun him, but she gets saved by Jack as she was about to be shot by an assassin. He's got bombs around him. So Jack and Esther jumped out the window and landed in the water fountain. So he tells Esther everything about Torchwood. He revealed that he put the amnesia pill in her drink so Esther won't remember. Gwen, ignoring Reese's warnings, travelled to hospital with Anwen and Reese to see her parents, because her dad was in hospital having a heart attack. So Gwen and Andy secretly looked on the Wikipedia about the population, and if no one dies, the world will be overpopulated, there won't be any room, they'll run out of food. Reese and Gwen has an argument about investigating, because it ruined their lives. So Gwen agrees and head back home. Jack came into the hospital as a CIA using Owen Harper's name to have a look at the guy who blew himself up, where he's all crispy and destroyed, but still alive. The bit where his head gets cut off from his body was pretty gross. I couldn't even watch that bit, ugh. But he was still alive. That must be extremely painful. After Esther gets given the files about Torchwood, Rex phones her about the information, so while talking on the phone, Rex decides to leave the hospital, even though he's in no condition to leave. He went on the aeroplane, got his phone snatched off by Captain Jack because he was supposed to turn his phone off. As Rex arrived in Heathrow Airport, where Tegan Javanka plans to go for her job during the early 80s, he gets his phone back and got given a gun. So he has to pay for the bridge and eventually arrived at Gwen's farmhouse in Wales. So as he passed out, he got tied up to the radiator, so Rex managed to get himself free, but the helicopter came and about to take down Gwen and her family. So Jack came in with the jeep, so they drove away from the helicopter. Gwen managed to destroy it with the bazooka. As Jack, Gwen, Reese, Anwen and Rex arrived at Cardiff, Jack's arm isn't healing, which means no one can die except Captain Jack. Rose is going to be pretty upset about that. So Andy and the police came, and apparently the Torchwood team are under arrest. So yeah, I think this is a great setup for the Miracle Day series. I like the American culture. I grew up with a lot of American media as well as Doctor Who, as you guys might have guessed. I do like the Coming Soon trailer, as it looks like there's a lot of shit going on. So, what did you think of the new world? Drop your thoughts in the comments down below. Thanks for watching, people, and see you in the next video.